6. I'm saying 10 or 11, says Candy Slim. You saying 10 or 11? D-Lo says, I think that Terence stops him with 40 seconds left in round 6. Bam, good call, D-Lo, good call. 40 seconds left in round 6. That's interesting. I'm gonna definitely remember that. I'd say nothing past 8.
All right, y'all. By now, we all heard the news about the shot heard around the boxing world. Terence Crawford fighting back in Omaha for the first time. I think been about 5 years. It's been since his fight against Jose Benavidez Jr. And he was defending his WBO welterweight title versus David Avanesyan, who was ranked, I want to say, number 6 in the WBO rankings. He also ranked in the IBF rankings and the WBC rankings, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the WBA has him ranked. But David Avanesyan came into this fight riding a 6-fight KO streak, which includes a stoppage victory over Josh Kelly, who just got a very impressive win last week. So, with that said, he was riding a high. Hadn't lost since he lost the Mean Machine by stoppage some 4 or 5 years ago himself. So Terence Crawford comes into the fight. He's riding a 9-fight KO streak. So we all knew, that somebody was more than likely getting knocked out of this fight. As for me, myself, if you just heard the clip at the beginning, I predicted that Terence Crawford would get the stoppage with around 40 seconds left in the 6th round of the fight. And, it was almost on the money. It was around 40 seconds. I didn't say it would be 40 seconds exact. So that's the closest I've ever gotten on a boxing prediction. But somehow I had a feeling that was going to be what it was. You know what I'm saying? And, that's how it played out. So definitely was a, entertaining fight. David Avanesyan didn't come there to lay down. He went in there to, get the job done. But he was outgunned. And overmatched. Terence Crawford, a very skillful fighter. He took some shots in there, probably some that a lot of people watching probably didn't like seeing him take from a guy who's coming in off a 6-fight KO streak. But at the end of the day, he was able to, have his way in there and set up the shots that he needed to set up to, break Avanesyan down over time, and then eventually caught him with a left uppercut and then a right hook that put his lights out. That was at about, I think it was around like 44 seconds in the 6th round, somewhere along in there. I don't know what it was officially. I haven't gone back and looked at what it was officially, but I know just looking at it live, I was looking at the clock and it looked like it was around about 44 seconds when what was left on the clock. So with that being the case, David Avanesyan was turned back. He came up short. Terence Crawford was able to defend his title. Another thing he was able to do was keep the Errol Spence Jr. fight alive, because quite frankly, you go out there and lose to David Avanesyan at your home arena, in front of your hometown fans. There's not going to be an Errol Spence Jr. fight, not for you. So that's the one thing about it. I know there's a lot of back and forth about whether or not the fight's going to happen, whether Terence Crawford doesn't want to fight, or whether Errol Spence wants to fight, whether the PBC wants to fight, whatever the case may be. Regardless of what your position is on all of that, if Terence Crawford loses tonight, had he lost tonight, there is no talk of Errol Spence Jr. fight. Terence Crawford went into this fight coming off of over a year layoff. He hadn't fought since he fought Sean Porter last November. Got a stoppage over Porter, as we all know. But that was his last time in the ring, and he was able to get one fight in this year in 2022, which was the fight we had tonight. And 2023 is wide open for him. He says he's a free agent. He can kind of maneuver around how he wants. He's not really restricted to a network or a promoter or anything like that, as he has been in the past. When he was on the Top Rank with the ESPN deal, he was kind of relegated to fighting on the app most of the time, and fighting on the network as well at times. So, You know, that's not a barrier anymore. He can kind of move around. Hopefully, they go back to the table for the Spence fight. We know Spence is supposed to be fighting. Well, we're hearing that Thurman was ordered, but we haven't heard anything from Spence in terms of whether or not the Thurman fight is going to be next for him. We know that Spence says he still wants the Crawford fight. We know Crawford says he still wants the Spence fight. So we'll see how that all plays out. Don't want to make this video about that. I do want to give Terence Crawford his props for going out there, getting the job done tonight, successfully defending his title in impressive fashion with a knockout performance, a knockout victory over David Avanesyan, who's a rough, rugged competitor, but he just didn't have enough for Terence Crawford. And when Avanesyan hit that canvas, he was out like a light. You know, the guy woke up, he looked like he had no idea where he was. I could have swore I heard him mumble to the trainer, did I miss my flight? But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad that he was able to get up and stand on his own power. Hopefully he's okay, doesn't have any lingering effects from this knockout or from just the rigors of this bout. Same thing for Crawford. You know, boxing is a grueling sport. Just because you go out there and win, get an impressive knockout, doesn't mean that you don't take damage in the fight. So hopefully both guys are able to, you know, get back to the drawing board and get in the ring as soon as they would like, and get the fights that they want to have next. Crawford, we know the fight he says he wants, but we know there's some work to be done if that fight's gonna happen. So hopefully we get that. But once again, congrats to Crawford for going out there doing his thing, put on a good show in front of his loyal, faithful fans in Omaha, Nebraska. From the looks of it, looks like that arena was packed out. I know it was reported as being sold out, but you know, you can only go by what you see. And you know, this particular time, the arena actually did look like it was sold out. I know sometimes we hear numbers on fights that are supposed to be this and supposed to be that, and then you look and they got half of the arena blacked out, trying to squeeze everybody down to the front of the arena to make it look fuller than what it really is. I don't think that was the case tonight. When they panned the camera on that arena, that place looked packed. Those fans were excited. They were entertained. Crawford went out there and done what he delivered as he should in front of a hometown crowd. He delivered as he should against the opponent he was fighting. And he delivered as he always has since he's moved up to, well, actually as he always has in his last 10 fights. And that's by getting a stoppage victory, leaving no doubt as to who won. And, you know, basically leaving the fans salivating for the next outing. But that's all I got on it. D-Lo 404 Boxing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.